Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Rich, aka Major Monkey. First off, just want to check in with you guys. Hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you're having a good day and a great week. Thank you for coming back and checking out this video. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Today we're not going to be doing a mouse review necessarily. We're going to be reviewing a mouse, but not the typical one where it's a new mouse that we haven't done yet. We're actually going to be doing a discussion / review on an updated version of one of my favorite mice that I've ever used, and that is the Akitsu from Arbiter Studios and Vancer. They collabed and made this mouse, and it's easily one of my favorite mice that I've used. It's actually the first mouse that I've ever reviewed on the channel, and it was just such an awesome time using it, and such a surprise for me personally, because it's not the typical kind of shape and size that I like to rock with. And so not only did I love it, it was just a big surprise. And in that video, I just had nothing but good things to talk about. There was some minor things, things that I didn't like a whole bunch, but they weren't deal breakers in any sort of way. But overall, though, I highly recommended the mouse, and yeah, I think they killed it. It's such a good mouse. And the reason why we're doing a discussion or update video about this mouse is they actually came out with a second batch, a V2, with some actual improvements to things that, again, weren't deal breakers for me, but they definitely hindered the experience at times. And so yeah, this video will just be about my time using the new mouse. Can I feel those changes, and whether or not I think you should pick up this second batch. If you have the original, is it worth upgrading to this new version, or is it not? Before we get into the video, though, I just want to say a massive shout out to Lethal Gaming Gear for setting this out for this video as a review unit, and just also massive shout out to them just for being so kind and just showing so much love and grace and patience when it came to sending this to me. They sent this to me around the time that my grandma had passed away, and sadly this just became one of those products that I just kind of forgot about, since I just wasn't making any content for a while. And so yeah, I reached out to them and I had apologized for everything, and they were just nothing but just extremely understandable and kind, and said, we totally get it, you take your time, and whenever it comes out, it comes out. We're finally back to making videos, and so I just wanted to finally get this out and just talk to you guys about one of my favorite mice, period. I love this mouse, and so let's just end that there and let's get straight into the video. Alrighty guys, so if you guys are looking for, again, a more comprehensive full breakdown of the Akitsu, you can actually go look at my first video of it. I'll include that in the description down below for you guys. It's my first ever review video, so it might be a little rough around the edges, but it still should be okay to watch. But yeah, so price wise, let's start off with that. Actually, perfect timing that we're doing this video, because they are currently having a Memorial Day sale. And so you can save almost 30% off on the mouse and only pay $100 instead of $140. Now, if you don't have the mouse at all, period, at the moment, no first version or second version, I highly recommend you buy the mouse. $100 I think is a phenomenal price for what you're getting. It's such a quality mouse. I don't think you'll regret it whatsoever. And so if you don't have the mouse, period, before we get into the things that they've changed, if you don't have it, can't recommend enough. Go get it before the sale ends. But let's talk about the changes. Now, when it came to the first version, although I did love this mouse a lot, there were two things in particular that weren't deal breakers, but they definitely did hinder the experience a little bit, and that is the side buttons and the middle mouse clicks. These side buttons just kind of, they don't feel super great. They don't really have a ton of tactility when clicking on them, and the middle mouse button is kind of a heavy click, and so there would be times where, you know, the force that I'm applying to the mouse, I'm thinking is going to be enough for that middle mouse click, but then sometimes you'll catch yourself needing to put a little more pressure on it. Again, neither of these things were deal breakers for me. I still loved the mouse and recommended the mouse, but these were two things that I think hindered the experience just a bit. And so with this new batch, what did they fix? Well, Not only did they include a lighter click for the middle mouse button, but they also increased the tactility in the side buttons with also an improved scratch resistant LCD screen for the dongle, which their dongle is easily one of my favorite dongles I've used. If you guys know me in the videos I've done before with mice, I don't really care too much about them giving like a bougie dongle, but when they do go above and beyond and include a very nice quality dongle, I always appreciate it. As long as it works, that's all I really care about at the end of the day. But it's a nice little cherry on top when they do this kind of stuff. And this one's easily one of my favorite. And so it's nice that they improved the LCD screen to make it a little more resistant to scratching. My first version does have some scratches, and I'm definitely not like rough with my equipment. And so it's nice to see that they did improve that. Back when this second batch came out, they also came out with a firmware update to improve the stability of the mouse. For me personally, when I had the first version, I never really experienced kind of any sort of issues with the mouse. And so this wasn't something I personally experienced, but it was nice that when they did come out the second batch, they did do a fix for that, for those people that, you know, were experiencing those issues. And yeah, those are the main things that they fixed with this second batch V2 version. And now when it comes to the side buttons and the middle mouse button, are those changes noticeable? Can I really feel the difference in the side buttons and the middle mouse button? And easily, without hesitation, I can say yes. Like, the side buttons on this mouse feel so nice now compared to before. Like, there's just such a nice tactile feel to them that the original were just kind of missing. Like, it just feels kind of flattish, and you know, it's just kind of meh. But with this, like, it's very pronounced, and like, oh man, like, I love the feel of these side buttons. And the middle mouse button, like, it's super light now. It's not like the easiest thing to press in the whole world, but compared to the original one, where it does have that more heavier necessary like pressure needing to be applied on the button, they did a great job lightening that a bit to the point now where you won't be misclicking it for sure. Like, that won't happen. But it definitely does not need as much force now, and it just feels very, very nice. So when it comes to this mouse, if you have the first version, would I recommend you picking up the second one? Well, it really just matters how much does this middle mouse button and side buttons affect you. Are they something that you feel like were just really messing with your experience of the mouse and just really causing you not to enjoy the mouse? If that's the case, I think it's easily a no-brainer then to pick up the second version. It's everything that you liked about the mouse, but just now with these improved changes. And also, like I said, you get a nice $40 off the mouse. Now, if you're someone who had the first version and, you know, the side buttons, you know, they don't feel great, and the middle mouse button does require a little bit more force, but those things weren't ever just kind of game changers for you, and it didn't like mess with your whole experience, and you kind of can live with it, I definitely think then just hold on to that one, and you don't really need to pick up the second one. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a definite like pick up if those things were not really bothering you. But if they were, can't recommend it enough. Again, the original version, one of my favorite mice of all time. Not a perfect mouse, but easily one of my favorite. And with this new version, it is just phenomenal. It's everything I loved and improved the things that I didn't like about it. So yeah, Memorial Day sale. If you guys are interested in getting it, highly recommend it. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and huge shout out again to Lethal Gaming Gear. Thank you guys so much and appreciate your patience. Hopefully you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day and a great rest of your week. All right, guys, I'll check you later.